Hello, sacred souls. It's Susanna from Alamanic Shaman. What I have here for us tonight is putting some of the stuff from the second or third last, I think it was the second last ceremony, where we disconnected from a dark, unhealed one that kept coming at us. And so here's the stuff where the portal and gateway, I was guided to cut it open, and that basically turned into birds' wings. So like freeing ourselves, taking flight, right? Then in here we have a reptilian. Whoa, and the fire's very powerful today, it seems. Or snaps a bunch of stuff, at least. So we have the reptilian and the yellow cut cord and the black magic that was broken. Whoa. With the walnut. Then here we have like the whole guidance on like steel cut, right? The European salt for banishing all that stuff. And the blackbird packaging that guided me to black magic. What was interesting is the two figurines I had in this bag just to transport it here to the park. And this is pretty much how they came out. And this little one was, or represented the dark unhealed one. And the one with the protective arm, oh, I guess it was this way, represented us. So having the protective arm over that one, and see how it fits perfectly, that is very strongly telling me that our own healing wow, something or someone doesn't want me to speak. Sorry, that just totally went into my throat. So the protective arm represents us basically shielding and protecting these unhealed ones, in the sense of we're leading the way by healing ourselves, and through that we're then also healing everyone around us. So we are the trailblazers, and in a sense that is also protecting them, right, and helping them, healing them, and so on. Well, there's definitely something with the throat going on there. Excuse me. Okay, then what I was guided to is, so we're going to put this in the fire. Then there are some new aspects, of course, as always. But what I've had in my car for a few days is I found this wood that I feel is pretty much perfectly heart-shaped. I had it sitting like this, but I think this side is actually better. So when you look at this, it's like an elongated... Something is going to my throat, excuse me. Something wants me to be quiet, not keep speaking. Wow. Well, excuse me, so I'll just be a little weird with my voice and I'll cough, but that is not stopping me. So this elongated heart, and you can see how the wood is really old, and it looks like it's maybe been chewed on by dogs, or, you know, like it's pretty much like ready to go. This shall represent our hearts as well as those around us that are in bad shape, that need healing. And what I was also guided to today, it was actually very bizarre. So I had a delivery today for a person with just the initials SS, and that was the secret police of the Nazis back in Hitler's Germany. like during the Third Reich. And that's a big no-no. Like, you cannot, like, for example, okay, my mother's friend actually had those initials, and she wanted personalized license plates with that, with her initials. She couldn't. It wasn't allowed because that is like a big taboo, right? You just do not mention certain things and whatever, right? So it was very strange. It kind of hit me, and I realized, like, that is cultural inheritance, and that is something that many of us carry, a dark cultural inheritance that still weighs down on us to some extent, or may hold us back because there are still unhealed parts. There are still things that need to be healed that have affected all the following generations as well, because I mean, that was my grandparents' generation, right? And as far as I know, no one in my family was directly active, but even just being compliant makes you guilty by association, right? Now, I never met my birth grandfather on my mother's side, so it is possible that maybe he was more involved. No idea. Nobody talked about it. And maybe part of me doesn't really want to know if he was, because he was not anyone in my life at all. Definitely not important. But so anything in our ancestry, in our culture, or also like the land that we live on, may need healing from like really dark history and a dark inheritance in that sense, that may be stopping us from continuing and finishing the important parts of our healing, that may be limiting our ascension, that we're still kind of struggling with. So what I put here today is a little bit different from the other time. And here we go again with the throat. Yeah, they do not want me to get this out. Wow. Excuse me. Okay, so rather than actually killing those dark energies, we're gonna try to, oh wow, and the fire's almost dying down. Yeah, there's something here that's definitely interfering. I want to, or we want to, and the spirit guides kind of made me feel, you know, in my clair sentient way, that rather than sort of quote unquote killing those energies, that we put them in the fire for healing. So here we have the devil energy represented by the wooden mannequin with the pitchfork and the horns. Then this whole viciousness of like wishing someone undead, having such hateful, harsh energies. That's represented by the noose. That will go in the fire. The wooden knife. Yeah, or bamboo. That's a set of bamboo cutlery. The bamboo knife to represent backstabbing or attacking, like verbally, emotionally, maybe even in other ways, like abuse, torture, that kind of stuff. All of that shall be put in the fire. And this can go as far as like severe stuff, like the historical things I mentioned earlier. All of that, anything that could be genocides, human rights violations, like in my culture, the Holocaust, all of that stuff shall be healed. Maybe that's why it's so intense with the voice there. Now, I was able to pick up a shark and this is actually a dragon, but I'm going to use it as a reptilian representative, a more humanoid, evolved reptilian in a sense, but representing the harsh, self-centered, survival-oriented reptilian part within us that needs healing. The shark aspect within us to want to get ahead and take from others, for ourselves, for themselves, whatever. That shall be healed with those. Again, the devil energy within us and those hateful emotions attached here. And since I wasn't able to pick up a snake at the dollar store, they didn't have any. I went to like 2 different ones over the past few days and they didn't have any. So this wooden stick is pretty good. And I think this actually kind of looks like the head of a snake. So I think this is actually really good. So that shall represent that. Oh, and the voices seems to be coming back. So all of that shall go in the fire, and I'm going to light those 2 candles. I just need to move this, but it kept tipping over, so I have it kind of wedged in there. I'm going to light these 2 candles to bring in twin flame love. And with this, it doesn't have to be like soulmate twin flame as in the romantic sense, but also in the sense of our soul family, our soul tribe, that we bring in this kind of new earth love, the oneness, unconditional, supportive kind of love, right? So that all of that can be healed, melted away, and we can let it go. And I think that's what this is as well. This healing is gonna help all those unhealed ones as well, because that actually helps close those cycles. And a lot of times when we have someone come at us like that, even if, let's say, for example, I've had light language healing sessions in the past where they told me that those energies would keep coming back. And the one woman who gave me the one session, she was saying to fully and completely close the karmic cycle with that person, with that soul, I would have to forgive her. And I worked on that for a long time. And this was not even a family member. This was someone I had past life history with. And it took me a really long time to get to a point, because she came at me viciously with black magic, right? Like, it was just insane. She was like so insanely lost. But when I was able to get to that place, that's when it fully and completely finished, closed, and so on. So I think that's what we're doing here with that. I think that's what this was showing me. Some other stuff may come through when I'm actually, like, after calling in the spirit guides. So we'll see, but this is how I understand it at this point. Sometimes with guidance, I may even get some more, like, understanding later on. Like, for example, earlier I was shown something, and then a few hours later I understood it better than when I was first shown, right? So, like, sometimes it kind of comes in stages. What I also wanted to mention is sometimes I forget some of the stuff that I explain after calling in the spirit guides, but all of this is already intention going towards the ceremony. So if there's something that I forget to say or acknowledge in the actual ceremony part, don't worry, it's still gonna be in there. And if there's anything in your particular situation that is similar to this but not exactly mentioned, you can then connect with your own spirit guides and, you know, ask them to help you with that specific aspect of it as well. So let's get started. Let's smudge before this is gone. And I may actually have, well, once I start throwing stuff in, it's going to start burning pretty quickly, but maybe I'll put some of the twigs in there beforehand. But let's smudge. Please cleanse and renew all of our energies and take away anything dark, evil, and low vibrational, and flood us with massive amounts of healing light, unconditional love, blessings, and protections from the divine. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations. Okay. Dear Creator, higher power, source, and soul energy. And here it comes back. Oh, this is amazing. Wow. Our higher selves, our higher spirit guides of the light, our ancestors that are in the light, dear Mother Earth, Great Spirit of the fire, as well as the other three elements, air. Oh yeah, the smoke is actually a good one to show air. Earth and water. Please join the ceremony and assist the healings, prayers, banishings, and protections with all of your powers. Thank you. Hey, you. There's the raccoon again. He kind of already took all my stuff. Oh, yeah, actually, I have some pitted dates. Actually, just... Please join the ceremony and assist the healings, prayers, banishings, and protections with all of your powers. Thank you. Please close the circle of protection around us. Thank you. I think the raccoon actually wants to be acknowledged here. Give me 1 second. I want to open this. Okay, here we go. There you go. There. Okay. Because a lot of times, so please call in also the Great Spirit of the raccoon that has become my little friend and ally here when I do the ceremonies, and that has often shown me through his actions of what he took or placed or moved, what was needed for the particular healing or ceremony or what needed to be done. So what I wanted to mention earlier too, see how the fire started again the moment I called in our spirit guides. So there was definitely some interference happening here before when the fire started dying down. Okay, anyway, back to the actual ceremony part. I felt a little distracted by the raccoons, so I think that was exactly showing me, or us, that there's still a lot of distractions kind of getting a little bit in the way of doing what we need to do for our healing and ascension. So I'm going to call them in one more time just in case, because I honestly don't remember if I turned around before or after I finished calling them in. So just to be on the safe side, I'm going to do it again. Sorry about that. Okay, once more. Dear Creator, higher power, source, and soul energy, our higher selves, our higher spirit guides of the light, our ancestors that are in the light, dear Mother Earth, Great Spirit of the fire, as well as the other three elements, air, earth, and water. Please join the ceremony and assist the healings, prayers, banishings, and protections with all of your powers. Thank you. Please close the circle of protection around us. Thank you. Yeah, this feels better. Okay. Okay, so that was the distraction part that was being shown. Thank you. Okay, so let's start by putting the things in the fire that were from that last ceremony of like disconnecting and banishing those vicious dark ones and aspects of those dark ones. So that was the reptilian part, and the walnut shells and the yellow cords there. And I'll just quickly shake that out over the fire. Whoa, whew. It does get very smoky today. And this was the portal and gateway that we cut open, and it basically gave us freedom and created wings. Then the fancy schmancy European salt package, I'm going to put that in first. It's always good to have all that stuff in the fire. Then the guidance for the cutting, as well as the black magic. Put that in. This fire is going to burn beautifully in a moment. Oof, give me a moment because my eyes are full of smoke right now. Whoa, I just knocked over the water. Oh. What's that? Picked something up. Oh, look at that. There's a slug that was actually stuck on the water cup. Look at this. I wonder what that represents. Oh, that could also be like, on the one hand, I'm thinking like astral leeches, but I don't feel that I should put this in the fire. So somehow I feel like there's a way that we need to shift things to a gentler way of helping those creatures in a way that we're still safe and protected, but I'm just gonna put this down, and if anything needs to be put in the fire afterwards, then I'll find something else to represent those next time. But yeah, the lychee aspect. Okay, let me put this back down. Hey, little one. There. Okay. Whoa, and the fire's collapsing. Oh no, the way it was stacked was kind of like what do you call it when the wood is stacked for witches' burnings? Oh, that's something a lot of us have to heal from, of course. I heard that they called it the witch wound in one of the videos I was listening to just the other day. The witch wound. So many of us were witches, healers, shamans, druids, anything like that. So most of us, if not all of us, but many of us were persecuted in past lifetimes, and we weren't able to openly practice our craft, our gifts, because of all the superstitions, and they thought that a lot of things, like back then, they thought that a lot of those gifts were black magic and evil witchcraft and that kind of stuff, not recognizing that it always depends on the person using it, because everything can be used for good or for evil. So healing from those wounds to allow us to actually then step into our power, of course. Ah, yes. Let that makes so much sense. Okay, so please help us heal from the witch. Oh, and then of course, yep, that's what this is. Whoops. Oh, interesting. And the devil horns already fell down. It's like we're already shedding that. So let the dark aspect of the devil energy, and actually let the whole devil energy within us and in our energy field and in all aspects that affect us, that have allowed those energies access to us through wounding, through trauma. Let any and all of that, ironic. Sorry. I was just thinking the witch wound allowed the devil access, but they were accused of working with the devil. Meanwhile, that's what actually caused the wound that allowed those dark energies in. Wow. Sorry, that just... Okay, so please help us fully and completely heal any and all trauma, hurt, pain, and suffering, and wounds that allowed this dark, manipulative, deceitful, sneaky, self-centered, narcissistic devil energy into our lives. Let that be transmuted by the spirit of the fire, transmuted into love and light, and return to source energy for reintegration. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations. And that's why I put the news there, because at the dollar store yesterday, I felt very strongly I had to pick up one of those thick ropes for making a noose, and it's still a bit like wound, but that's why. So for any and all of those wounds and the trauma created in past lifetimes, in past incarnations, but also any of the witch wound trauma passed down through our lineages, through our bloodlines, and even if there is anything in the culture that was affected by that, that was passed down to us, any and all of those aspects that have to do with persecutions, with hangings, related to our spiritual practices, and especially to our practices as a healer, as a shaman, as a druid, as a witch or wizard, as a medicine man, medicine woman, or a witch doctor, anything of along those lines where we practiced something that the emerging power of the churches and religions could not tolerate. We shall heal from all of that, and from the fear in connection with that, of being out in the open with it, from practicing what we believe and voicing what we believe and speaking our truth and living in truth. All of that shall be healed, and all that trauma, hurt, pain, suffering, fear, anxiety, and anything else connected to that that needs healing shall be fully and completely healed, transmuted. All that pain shall be transmuted into love and light and wisdom and understanding, and we shall be filled with that deep, deep wisdom, knowledge, and understanding on a heart level so that we can rise above it and move into a place of forgiveness and detachment from it. We bless those times and situations and circumstances with love from a place of understanding that they were a catalyst and a necessary tool to help us in our ascension, in our healing journey. It was an important stepping stone. We bless it with love and release it from our lives now and forever, freeing all of us from those dark circumstances, situations, and events in our lives. And we release all that trauma from our body, mind, spirit, soul, energy field, karmically, throughout all of time and space, throughout all lifetimes, timelines, parallel and alternate realms, realities, multi and universes, and any and all other aspects that affect us in this lifetime and moving forward. And so it is. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations. Okay, let us light the twin flames. One sec, I was holding it with this hand. Now my thumb is a little weird. Okay, here we go. There's one. And the other. With the lighting of these two candles, we shall now open ourselves up to and attract twin flame love, unconditional love, and soul connections. We now call in our soul family, our soul tribe, as well as our romantic partner that shall also be a twin flame soulmate that we share a deep, deep soul connection with that goes way beyond what most 3D people would understand. And we shall live in complete bliss, peace, love, and harmony. And so it is. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations. And we shall now be healed from all these fake and false, deceptive, manipulative snake energies. Whoops. Okay, that does not want to go in. But it must. Here we go. Whew. And we shall also heal from that shark type mentality and aspect within us that has been taught in the society as something to strive for, to step on others, to get ahead, to take from others when something has been taken from us. And I don't really identify myself as that, but I'm saying we as in humanity. What actually was shown to me twice is a story that's very famous in German culture, Die Bremer Stadtmusikanten. I don't remember the English translation of it, but it's the story of four animals. Like if I loosely translate it, it would be the four city musicians of Bremen, but they were actually four animals that were meant for slaughter, and they escaped and then ended up stealing the house of thieves because they themselves were cheated out of things. Once they were no longer useful, they were basically disposed of. So I remember, like, when I actually was shown that story, I was thinking, this is the classic example of how two wrongs don't make a right, but society teaches us that it's okay. I mean, the same as Robin Hood. I mean, he stole from the rich that stole from the poor, but really, two wrongs don't make a right. So, and I think that's the mentality that's in many people, even nowadays, who feel that if life has wronged them, they have the right to wrong others, right? So this whole mentality, this whole misguided way of thinking shall be healed by putting it in the fire. Great Spirit of the fire, please burn that away, that sick way of thinking, and transmute it into healing light and unconditional love, and let all of us be filled with that healed, unconditional love light energy. And similarly, let all of us be healed from that harsh reptilian aspect that we all have within us to varying degrees. That even if it's just minimal, but it comes out once in a while, and suddenly, you know, we find ourselves in a situation where we snap at someone and we're like, whoa, where did this come from? Like, that's not who I am. That kind of stuff. That is exactly that survival mentality that is the reptilian aspect of us. Help us heal from that, because that comes from separation. And as we're moving more and more, like, closer and closer to oneness, we don't need this anymore. We want to get along and live in harmony with each other. We don't want to tear each other to shreds. We want to be cooperative, interdependent, and supportive of each other. So please help us burn away and transmute all this survival stuff, the survival behavior that was kind of like a predator type behavior that has served us well on this dualistic planet for so many millennia, but it will no longer serve us in New Earth or on New Earth. So it is time to let that go. Please help us, fully and completely heal from that. Hold on, let me just go around and put it in properly. Sorry. Oh, my eyes are full of smoke again. Ooh. One moment, here we go. Oh, let us fully and completely heal from this harsh, cold-hearted, predatory survivor aspect within us. Let it be fully and completely transmuted into pure divine love light energy, and let it be returned to source energy for reintegration. Sorry, I'm being distracted by the raccoon again. And let us be so completely, fully and completely filled with the divine love light frequency and the Christ consciousness that any and all of those harsh aspects are just melted away, that the shadows become filled with light and just dissipate away. And so it is. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations. Whew. And that is how we help our friend heal, our friends, our family members, and all those harsh, unhealed ones that have just been viciously lashing out at us because of their own unhealed stuff. And that shall be put in the fire with the knife, as explained earlier. And we shall now all be healed, even those unhealed ones that have been attacking us with their envy and jealousy and their hate, blame, and their projected self-hate, really, and their shame. Let all of that be put in the fire and help all of us heal. Let it all be transmuted into pure love light energy from the divine, and let us be fully and completely filled with as much Christ consciousness as we can possibly hold at this point in time. And wow, this is so amazing. When I just look in the fire, I don't see it as yellow as it is on the screen while I'm filming through the camera. Like when I'm looking through the camera, I mean. And so it is. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations. And all the salt from banishing all that dark stuff shall go in there as well and help with releasing all that dark stuff and returning it to source energy for reintegration. Whew! Wow! Whew! Whoa! That looks so cool. Whew! That's amazing. Okay, I wanted to give you a moment of silence so you can really hear all that crackling and that you can enjoy the fire for a moment. Wow. Oh. This is the perfect moment to put the heart in the fire. Let all of our damaged hearts be, first of all, filled with the divine flame, of healing and transmutation. And let all the damage, all the hurt, pain, and suffering, sorry, total distraction, I'm sorry, let me do this again. Let our damaged hearts be fully and completely healed through the great spirit of the fire, through the divine flame of healing and transmutation. Wow, and the peace is already coming. I'm already sensing a massive feeling of peace. Yes, let us be filled with absolute inner peace, unconditional love, and complete harmony within us. And so it is. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations. And I'm kind of seeing here the heart with some of the other stuff underneath it. Looks a little bit like one of those animal skulls that they sometimes use, like a buffalo or bull head or something like that, that they use in some of the traditional spiritual ceremonies, where, according to my guidance and understanding, they were serving the false light. Some of those people with the best of intentions, but when sacrifices, like for example animal sacrifices, are needed, that is not the true light. So all of that is being burnt away as well. And you little rascal, you've had enough. Okay. Wondering, I have a tiny bit of chocolate in my pocket, but I think he's leaving. Okay. So all of that is burning away. So we're healing from all of that as well. Whoops, sorry, I just hit the camera. All the false light stuff and teachings, all the false dogma and beliefs and the brainwashing. There are so many aspects, and they're so entrenched in society, in the whole system, in the matrix, in the religions. Everything, the way it is set up, is really the false light. And wow, the camera just went black for a moment, so I hope it's still filming. I hope it didn't cut it off. But let me take that as a sign that I should probably wrap it up. And yep, my little friend is still, you can see the eyes, but not much else. But he's backing up. He doesn't like the light. Okay, so it is time to put those 2 twin flame candles in the fire to bring that twin flame love and support and our soul family into our lives. Whew. And so it is. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations. Wow, and see how it's starting to burn. Oh, with the wax, the fire is gonna be ablaze in no time. However, I'm gonna step back a little bit. I think it's time to wrap up the video, but you can see how it's starting to just blaze. So the heart is gonna be burnt away in no time. Not burnt away, but transmuted. The dark, hurt parts, the trauma is gonna be burnt away. All right. So let this ceremony please be finished. Wait. We need... Not yet. I feel like we need the bell here. Ah. Sorry, I'm not a lefty. That's it. Oh, there's still, oh yeah, there's still more throat stuff, sorry. Okay. And let all the dark stuff that was limiting our throat be pulled out and put into the fire to be burnt away and transmuted as well, and to be returned to source energy for reintegration. And so it is. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations. Okay, now we're done. Let the ceremony now be finished and accept our love, thanks, gratitude, and blessings. So much gratitude for all the help with all your healings that you've given us. We truly appreciate it. And all your support, all your guidance. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, let the ceremony now be closed and the circle of protection opened, but let us be fully and completely safe, shielded, and protected. And so it is. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations, all our relations. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for watching, for being a part of the ceremony, and for working on your own healing and ascension journey. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe. And I'm also sending you tons of love and light, many blessings. Be well until next time. Bye.